Hello, faithful CS fans. Thank you very much for hanging around with us in the downtime. Now, if you did check earlier on, Chad had something to say. He was silenced. Censorship, not fake news at all. But what the real news is that we've had to wait for a new server because someone's had, like, this is not an exaggeration. This is not hyperbole. Slightly higher ping than they normally have. Not happy with it. So we've moved servers a few times, and now we're finally sorted for Virtus.pro versus Mousesports, Lauren. So let's giddy up. Yeah, we're going to be seeing some clean, crisp blocks today after the new rules coming out. So things are going to get spicy. But no, yeah, Mousesports up against Virtus.pro. I'm excited just to see Inferno, if I'm completely honest. I'm a huge fan of this map in general, but seeing VP on there is always going to be exciting. Currently still on a 100% win ratio, considering that they've only played it twice, but then taking account who they played. Astralis and SK. So already kind of walking back into the position they previously held on this map. We saw some great play coming out from the likes of Neo down on Banana, that really aggressive, very attentive play that was incredibly hard to break for a lot of teams. But Mousesports sitting, I think it's like they've won half of their games specifically on this map. They lost to someone kind of curious, I think it was Team Spirit. I think it's one of the CIS teams out there. And then they managed to beat North. So find where that stands, who knows. But we'll have a little look here. It looks like, I can imagine, probably a B hit eventually going to come in, considering they've got a smoke and a flash, and a nade up towards Banana. Yeah, it's time to pull back the Bratwurst curtain, Lauren, and actually see what's been going on with Mousesports. So far, Spitty, the first kill of the game, and VP trying to get a bit of aggression going down towards the top of Banana. It backfires. And Mousesports fire forward. Bialy now has to try and hold his own through via CT. But Chris is just gaming him there around the wall. And Taz in a 1-on-4. And they did have the smokes on Spitty, but they didn't need to use them. Spitty fell in the end, Dennis picked it up, and look at this, the bomb's been slowly working through A the entire time, so it's a bit cheeky all in all, but it's going to work out so well. Mouse just taking straight up fights, winning them out very, very cleanly. You know, nice little bit of an approach towards taking Banana, nothing too surprising, and it's worked out really, really well. Virtus.pro just kind of being overwhelmed, outplayed on it, kind of getting caught by the car there and kind of crunched into it, and then never able to play back in towards what they had before. So Mouse going on to that UMP by 2 rifles to really kind of bring a little bit of meat to the party, a little bit of something. And everyone loves the one that brings meat to the party. Who doesn't? You're not going to eat otherwise, you know? Exactly, you've got to bring something. Especially in Germany, throw it on the grill. That's what I like to do. That's the one. Let's have a look at how VP are playing though. So Taz sitting in the quick rotate spot basically in case they went for anything a little bit spicy to begin with. He can eventually just put himself back down towards CT Archer. Mousesports taking over second mid. Being forced off of having much Banana control yet, they can build back into it though. They know that VP won't have much to play with in this round, so they can slowly build in if they want to. Chris J and Oscar are kind of keeping tabs on that. You can see that Mousesports is taking the time, quite passive. I don't hate the early round deep Banana smoke from CTs, actually. This gives Taz, I think he'll be the first rotator from A, a little bit more peace of mind about hanging around with Bialy and Pasha here. Especially when Mousesports have concentrated most of their players over in this part of the map. Pasha going to take a little bit of damage off there. Being forced to back away. Obviously, he has nothing but the scout in this round. He doesn't really want to put it to the test at close quarters, and this is going to give more ground to Mousesports. Good stack, though, coming out from VP. Still had at least 2 players here, but Mousesports are keeping it pretty clean, excluding Pash being able to find 1. Chris J just going to be holding the rotate. Bomb's yet to go down, but let's have a look to see what the afterplan positions are. Even if VP get played back into this, I don't like the plan that no one's actually hit, but Christian's going to take the fight himself. Lovely little 3K pickup for him. Denies any chance of a bit of a play back in. Just see what they've bought. Only the CZs on the floor, so he knows what they're in for. This round's going to be a nice pickup for them, I can imagine, as well, unless VP pulls something off crazy. But nice approach from Mousesports, kind of just holding off before they went for the bomb plant. Oscar not having to do anything much yet. And yes, the lovely count from 0 all the way up. Thank you very much for that, Observer. OCD fans, I like it. Yeah, pretty commanding start from Mousesports here. Straight from the pistol round and into that last one. Really hardly breaking stride all the way through. There's a VP going to go for a setup here, B. They're going to stack it out for the moment. And Mousesports going to gain a little bit of early information here. I don't really see this paying off in a big way yet. Well, if you look how they're playing this B-side, they might just try and bait Snacks off, basically, and then Pasha flashes in the other 3. If they get contact, that's the plan, at least. So get 2 players down in Banana, get their guns. It could be good for VP. Yeah, if it works out for them, they just need Snacks to find the right bit of contact. You know what I mean? They don't want to take the fight when they're already back down Banana. So Dennis is coming right into what they want to be doing here, but he's got support behind him, which is important. Oscar and Spitty were there, so not able to catch anyone out, but there's still 3 players alive. Taz going to be checked on. This is methodical, nice and clean. It'd be nice to get these kills on the UMPs, but it's not the end of the world. They're perfectly fine it. And, well, they should check for the rest. They know that Neo, Taz, and Snacks all together don't normally play B, but see the bait coming in between them. A little bit of a team dink there, but fine. 5 alive.
nice clean start for Mousesports. Going to keep Virtus.pro maybe a little humble on the utility they can buy, so they might not be able to go for that complete pressure down Banana, because you're not going to have those mollies that you require. Snax is actually going to forego having the rifle just so he can get on to the full utility to a degree. So maybe that's what we're going to see from him, just playing off the back. And I'm pretty sure it's him and Neo playing on B anyways. That would make sense. He kind of takes the hit on the weaponry. Neo goes for it anyway. And yeah, so at least they'll be able to get some control. But I like the way VP play this normally on that CT side. But I don't think we're going to see that full control just yet, purely because they don't have the money to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, especially on this kind of map, you can put a lot of pressure on that T side by being able to stall out pretty efficiently. It's not really available to VP in this particular round. They should be expecting a bit of contact play, and they're going to have to put their nose to the grindstone when it happens. Again, deep banana smoke, and this, well, Neo and Snax were thinking about pushing down a little bit further. I think they pop-flashed themselves around a corner. There's Oscar and Spiddy are sitting well back here. So Mousesports definitely in a position to pivot wherever they'd like to in this round. Banana is definitely an option.
Considering they've got the UMPs still, those sort of mollies, you're looking like maybe a B hit, because you can clear out so much, and you can still be so effective with the UMPs at these sort of close points. Lol's still holding second mid as well. He can just hold the angle on the right side of the app, so he can just watch the push down if anyone's there, but he can just kind of fall back as well. So at the moment, Snax is pulling himself over towards B, or at least closer towards B to try and help Neo out. But at the end of the day, he knows he's probably going to be smoked out at some point. Might just go for the flash over, try and help him. Pasha's still considering there might be pressure towards A. There is the smoke towards CT Arch, keeping him very, very much vigilant.
That's why Snax is also checking towards that archway as well.
We're about to see the hit come in. The flash is about to be thrown up. Look at this. Very, very scripted hit coming through. Neo's going anti-flash, going to try and ride out the storm, but right at the gates are the Mousesports players.
Good opening there. Molotovs were spilling on towards the side, and Snax won't be able to see too much. He's forced just to go for a spray and finds very little for it. However, Chris J with his own UMP did fell Neo, and the bomb is going to be planted. Nice quick play here from Mousesports. Decisive.
Yeah, and VP needs to cut the line pretty soon, because playing retakes with almost no utility is near impossible. Nice pullback coming out from Snax, or at least the spam through the glass. But yeah, retakes on this map, no matter which site you're on, are so darn hard. So again, for VP, you want to keep these guns up anyway. You can always supplement them with something else for the other two players who've fallen, and try and find aggression somewhere on the map. But yeah, it's time to back off from that. If they maybe had a couple of mollies, maybe a smoke or two, a flash, something to play with on the way back through, there could have been a possibility on that. Because, you know, Chris J is low, Dennis is a little low, but yeah, once the bomb's down 4 alive in the site, you're not getting much playback in. You've got to call this one early, because this map is so punishing if you don't have that utility, specifically on B, but you can also be so exploited towards A.
And I'd almost say this map is featured between 20 and 40% more save rounds, actually, than a lot of the maps we have seen so far, for the reasons you said, Lauren. It's also hard. It's not only is it hard to retake, but also if you get caught out, or if you get out-rotated by the T side, you know there's no point even trying to get towards the site. Just takes too long. It takes a full 17 seconds to get from the back corner of the B side over towards top of mid A. It's just way too long.
Yeah, it is so tough. So you can see them kind of trying to work around it. Pasha, are you going to be playing up in apps with that, or are you going to be playing that one? On CT Arch, loves a bit of it. Why not? Just going to probably play on the edge of the smoke, try and find some way to be quite relevant to this. And this is a different piece coming out from Mousesports as well, a different look to it. Playing through apps, you've got Chris J holding towards mid. I'm wondering if they've got a set play out of this, or they just want to get apps control. They're leaving Banana completely open, so Neo's already starting to consider what's going on there. There is a smoke on it, so he's not going to run through that, but this might be that kind of burst hit we saw Fnatic doing towards Quad. They could have something similar, maybe incorporating apps a little bit more.
So we saw the Kraken played as well through apartments.
But there's a double stack towards, well, I guess balcony and pit, so it's going to be tough for them to actually break through this. So I'm really interested to see what Mousesports have in mind, because Taz wasn't forced off the angle, and I don't know if you're going to expect Bialy to be here as well. Spiddy's going to get pinned to the wall, no problem for him. Good spray as well from Bialy. Keeps this one well in check. Molly going to force him out of the spot, sure, but there's still a crossfire played in from Neo, and Chris J now left to reel as his teammates fall around him. Yeah,
smoke's going to be in his way as he tries to make his way through, and you're right, the double player stack towards pit and balcony worked out pretty nicely for Virtus.pro. Again, against UMP players, sometimes it's hard to get any more than just 1-for-1 in that position up on top of the balcony. You have very little time to work with. The UMPs up close really shred through you, and you're more mobile as that attacking player. So VP get a round on the board, though. That's important, especially because in the round previous, they brought 3 guns in that they'd had to save from the one before that. So still, that economy's not fully stable. They need solid rounds like that.
Now, this is the difference. Look at the utility, look at the play down towards Banana, but somehow Mousesports are still going through this, but they're taking a lot of damage and they're being hindered. This is VP putting their foot down on that initial aggression, but Mousesports aren't backing away. They've got to get past Neo, and Neo is not moving. Great support from Snax comes in, smoke out towards the top, but there's still Oscar, and that Molly's going to give away the position. Still wins the fight. Neo might burn alive, but he's fine. Great play from VP there to deny that banana control. Mousesports was so adamant they wanted that.
Neo looking a bit crispy, a little bit wounded, but still fit for fighting. And Mousesports got completely decimated. A lot of resources dedicated to banana. And they come out with very little except that damage on Neo, who's just going to be more than happy to sit cloistered behind the rest of his teammates who are fighting fit. Again, and maybe they're committed. There's 1 minute left in the round still, but Mousesports have just got very, little utilities. Just Lol's got a flash, Molly, smoke. Speedy has none of that. Speedy makes the call that they will persist in this direction, but Snax, proud as punch, on top of the little fountain there, gets one. Speedy, unfortunately, not going to be able to do more than that in that situation there. 3 for Snax in the round, but Neo's heroics at the start definitely opened things up for VP.
This is the break. You finally saw that VP had everything they needed then. They had that full utility to be able to deal with Mousesports. I like the Mousesports approach, but it was that very headstrong. We're just going to keep going.
Neo half turned to flash, was still effective by it, still wins, and then he gets mollied out and still wins the challenge. It's, pretty nice.
All right, here's a reply though. Oscar up on the AWP. Is he looking for the boost above the smoke? Oh, he was just pre-aiming the jump over mid. That was actually quite a smart way of approaching. I didn't even consider that. But yeah, doesn't actually catch him off in the end. And VP, looking at what they're doing, looking at Snax and Neo specifically, very active in trying to control towards banana, keeping Mousesports towards that second mid. But we saw Mousesports playing off this before, not surprising, but look at these guys. They're so active in keeping control in this.
This smoke's so interesting. Look, it's actually been thrown down towards spawn, so Snax can push up.
Can Oscar see through the bottom of that, though? I'm wondering if he's got an angle on it. He might do. No, he's not too sure, but he's going to be so careful. Look at Snax right behind them. They've got 3 players coming around mid. VP are everywhere. Mousesports just got hindered from the start.
Speedy now on his own yet again. He's getting used to this kind of situation. Nice choice but to try and smoke that corner and slink away. I love that. I really love that that's not just a flat smoke just to block off banana, but actually deep enough to give VP the ability to pincer quite comfortably without having to push through smoke themselves. There was a small gap in that smoke, though. Oscar, if he was ready, he probably could have seen it, but he wasn't looking at it. VP snuck across, pulling the rug out from under Mousesports. Now, Speedy probably just wants to curl up in the corner and wait this one out, but 40 seconds is a long time.
Yeah, he's got so much as well to play with. He doesn't want to waste going down with that molly, flash, everything, but finding a route back in when they knows that VP are going to be pushed up. Yeah, Neo holding the angle with the AWP. He's just perfectly fine on that. And again, the thing that always stands out to me is the control on B. Now, Mousesports either have to fight it, a battle of attrition, almost keep going back into it, or get apps control, get back into this and see how it goes out. But yeah, Snax up on the AWP here. We've seen this guy coming into his own on this gun again and again and again, looking very, very dominant, and why not? He's doing just fine. Pasture as well, just perfectly fine with the rifle. Haven't seen much of a contest yet, and looks like Mousesports, the amount of flashes they have, a couple of smokes, they're going in for it. Neo, not blind, though, does get overwhelmed, and now Snax is under question.
Yeah, very messy play there. What can you do against Tech9? Sometimes the pace is just too much. Snax needs to be ready for this. Goes for a quick snap. Doesn't connect it through the smoke, though. It's awesome damage. And Pasha comes to the rescue there via CT. Taz also there. A bomb plant at least for Mousesports here, but those coffins are pretty easy to break through with bullets, and Pasha doesn't even need to wallbang it. Now it's Lol. Pop flash to his destiny. He charges forward, but no, there's a player up behind him. Bialy had made his way up. Banana in the interim.
Yeah, great stuff from Mouse to be able to define that. Get themselves into B, get the bomb plant, take down Neo. Snax didn't want to overcommit and get himself, killed with the open hand. That's
he played it really well, actually, to get 2 kills and back away.
Yeah, good stuff from him. But it's got Mousesports back in the game with a good buy as well. They can actually get that nice bit of utility to supplement everything they've got. Now, Oscar, what are you going to go for? What are you feeling here, buddy?
Think about the AWP.
No, he's going for a rifle. Fair enough. He could have, don't want a glass cannon now if you need to, but not to be.
I really enjoy 5 AKT sites on this map in general. I don't really like the idea of sitting bottom mid and just sort of hoping.
So yeah, this is a bit of a different look as well. You've got the 4 players going up second mid. This could be them trying to find an answer to that banana control that's been just sunk into the hands of VP. All right, well, let's take over second mid, try and play up from it, because otherwise they're going to lose out here, and we know it. We know it's happened before, but Mousesports being quite hesitant. You can see the wallbangs coming through, a little bit of a spam, keeps people from easily pushing in towards apps, at least. It's not particularly hard to get around it. You can see it very clearly, but at the moment, VP fully aware, no one's on banana, so no rotates coming out. It's very hard to force VP to feel uncomfortable. And actually, why not? Pull back Snax. Until Neo feels uncomfortable, gets pressured, put him over here.
Why not? He can constantly shoulder peek banana now, and as soon as he sees someone, okay, I'll smoke it, I'll back away, and then he can maybe draw Snax service. This is really nice from VP. The deep banana push gives you so much flexibility on this map and lets you really buff out and essentially stack that A site.
And they have. We saw last time VP playing quite passive as well, playing towards the pit once they lost control of top mid, and it worked out really well. It was Taz on the balcony and then Bialy, I think, in pit itself. So VP get themselves ready, but I don't know if Mouse are ready for this one. It looks like a set piece as well, considering where Chris J is. We're going to have a smoke to put down probably towards CT Arch, maybe deep or possibly to the library. We'll see what they go for here. It looks like they actually want to face a little bit towards CT Arch, which could be deadly, but smoke's coming in. Snacks has spotted this, he knows what's coming, and he lands the shot. Speedy goes down, and where is the response from Mousesports? There's the deep smokes coming in, forcing off the angle, but it plays in Pasha. He waits ever so patiently, claims to. This is a masterclass right now in Inferno play.
I love it. Like I said, it starts with Banana. It starts with Neo being this rock you cannot shift. Oscar was trying to test him just before we saw the push on towards A. He eventually had to give up. He's like, I'm not going to beat this guy. And then, of course, an attempted sort of wrap situation from Mousesports, but leaving Pasha in that corner was very, very good. Lol gives a decent account of himself, though, finds Neo, who was on the lurk, but now they all know where this last player is. Will he go down? Oh, no, Bialy falls as well. Not terrible for Lol to keep that ripe, but VP now waking up, getting a feel for Mousesports. Also, yeah, it's those little things that can give them a lot of a sense of security on this map. They've done it really well. This is a good CT side play. We've seen some teams really crumble, actually, on the CT side on this map recently, Lauren, so it's good to see VP making some active decisions to avoid that.
Now Pasha this time with the AWP. A new look for VP, switching things up here. And they've got the 3-stack going over towards B. And I actually like this, the adjustment. As much as people can say you can always wrap CT Arch if you start feeling that 3-man stack out of B, this is the first time we're seeing it for one. That's a big deny. Nice work from Oscar. Gonna open up an opportunity, but then bear in mind, Bialy can always come back around, but depends how they read this one out. Snacks might not feel uncomfortable yet. He can still smoke out top mid. He can still be flashing himself out here, but they are lining up for this. So he's gonna get ready for this one flash to come in. He's actually pushing forward to the edge of that smoke. I don't know if they're gonna read this.
Even with some sort of boost, Oscar's not going to be able to see Snacks, I don't think. No, and already they're pulling straight out of B. This is really good for VP. One player, Snacks, well, Bialy's been drawn over, though.
But look at Snacks looking for information. Spiddy's still going to be trying to sell this. But Snacks pushing up, finding this sort of angle, keeps him guessing, keeps him wondering. Bialy, almost, as you highlighted, went across towards helping out. But Mousesports actually fell back to just seeing what they can find. They recovered the gun, fell off it. Spiddy doing the silent jump sort of style, trying to get information if anyone's on the corner, but no, Snacks already pushed up. But the rest of Mousesports, tendering towards mid. Smokes, flashes, but people are spotting this. Pasha, fully aware, no one's come through. So again, Bialy now considers, do I have to rotate? Do I need to get over here? Snacks is going to hear these steps. Yep, Bialy moves. Let's see how much he can hold off, though.
Do they check this corner? They don't. They thought they had it covered. Snacks was able to push through the smoke. They weren't expecting him to be there. He gets 2 kills. A massive oversight for Mousesports. They left control over to VP, and Snacks is able to sneak in and get 2. Now, it's not over yet. There's still 2 players on the side for Mousesports, and they have a bomb plant. VP now to retake.
Yeah, Bialy almost burning alive, down to 36 HP, and let's consider how tough this is to play retake on. They have 1 flash left and an AWP to play back in with. The crossfire's already set. Bialy almost takes down his own teammate, but Pasha alleviates the pressure, finds Lol. Now it's Speedy in the 1v2, but he's got the bomb still planted towards a decent spot for him. Spots out Pasha, expects the push, but can't handle Taz. They do take back the site, they keep the AWP up, but it was still a tentative one in the end. But very well played out in the end by Snacks then to hold his patience. And you've got a feel for Mousesports if only they'd check.
Again, you know, to have that pre-existing assumption. Spiddy was jumping up and down with that silent jump, right? You can see someone pushing off the B side into that corner with that jump. The problem is the timing was so perfect for Snacks because he got into position before Spiddy reset up again in Banana and started doing the silent bounce. So he thought it was clear, but Snacks picked the time perfectly to sneak in there. Love it. Really, really nice work. He has the AWP in this round. Oscar does as well. Mousesports armed to the teeth, and they're going to need to be.
So it seems like it's a bit of an adjustment play when we see Pasha with the AWP at the moment. It's only when they go for that 3 initial man stack towards B, in case maybe there is that quick hit towards A, you have the AWP there. And that's very much the, I guess you can almost call it the Astralis style as well. Whenever they go for the 3 play towards B, they jump over Dupree to do it. They give the AWP, they make sure the AWP is always on device and he's actively playing towards middle. So it's quite a nice little adjustment so far, but Mousesports again. This looks like the hit that got completely shut down not too long ago. The play towards A, the smokes come up. Last time, it was just dismantled by the arch play coming out from Pasha, who actually, again, got away without being checked on.
Yeah, Snacks has Banana control as well. Doesn't really need the smoke. He's actually happy to challenge that just on his own. I really love this. Oscar wants to try and shake him loose. But it's AWP v AWP in a moment. Oh, look at him inch closer. Nope, he's done. He's given up. So Snacks wouldn't have known that at all. But now here comes the push over towards A. Let's see if Mousesports can do it better this time. 4 players for VP are already set up here. Neo goes for the challenge. It's traded out. And then Pasha steps up. He takes his time, and it's beautiful. 2 kills for Pasha. Centimeter perfect. And now it's a 2v4. Oscar with the bomb, though, still wants to test Snacks.
He's going for it as well, just going to run off the back of that. He knows Snax is trying to retreat to stay alive, to buy the time, and Oscar's on the run. It's not gone so well. He tried it, though. And again, Mousesports gets shut out. And the problem is that VP are manipulating them so well that no matter where Mousesports go, it's easily tradable for VP. That even if they lost out, when they lost out on Neo, then, for example, Pasha was then able to take over at CT Arch. And they have the same 2 players over by Pit as well. I think it's
two refrag situations set up.
Always, and they're not forcing rotates out of them because that banana control issue again, and they're so good at getting it, but Mousesports have to find a way back through it.
This is actually something I really like that Virtus.pro did on Cobblestone, actually, at one stage. I don't even know if they do it too much anymore, but it used to be Pasha or Neo. Yeah, it used to be Pasha with the AWP and Neo with the rifle over on that B platform, right? And they just peek in tandem, like one peek with the AWP, okay, it looks like the AWP is not going anymore, then the rifle peeks and then Neo gets a kill or something like that. And in that situation, you saw that, first kill was traded out by the Virtus.pro player. I guess Bialy went down, but then Pasha goes and gets 2 and doesn't die. That's super nice. Very, very good trading for CTs. That's really what you want to see. And it's 7-4, not 4-7. So just so you know, Mousesports isn't winning this one if you just tuned in. Just to make that clear. And yeah, I mean, look, all across the board, good performances for VP. No one really lagging behind.
Yeah, for me, it's weird when you watch VP play. Sometimes you'll have an individual going off, and you can look at certain AWPers on certain maps, be it Mirage, be it whomever you want. But this is just Virtus.pro as a team. This is a really nice team approach to it. You don't often see this VP in online settings as much as it's very much a running kind of theme. Oh, VP in online games, blah blah, great. But this is actually a really nice, robust VP, you know what I mean? That's just got a good approach. I want to see what Mousesports come up with as their response to breaking this, though. Because they've got to know what's going wrong. They've got to have a good mindset towards this. It's not like it's a new thing. So I want to see what their reply is, how they approach it. You've got the 2 mollies coming in on Dennis and Speedy. The unpause just came in now, so no worries about that. And they could try and force them off that early control banana. They can put up some sort of fight there, or try and make something different. But the problem is the VP can just switch it up now. They can try and do something different here, which they are. Pasha on the AWP. 3 towards A, and again, they're starting to do the same old thing. Bialy actually considered going aggressive then, and Pasha just breaking hearts.
Just such a small correction there as well. He wasn't even going for Oscar in the first place. And Mousesports are challenging this in mid. Insane. They lose 2 players to Pasha's. Orpy's back. And now Speedy through the smoke. Knows Neo's there. The traces are going to be coming through, but Neo comes out on top. Smoke just doesn't seem to matter these days, Lauren. And nor does whatever Mousesports thought they'd pull off in the round. They took a pause. They took a moment to deliberate. They bought up weapons, and it was all for naught.
God, do you know what? I like watching VP on this map. If someone's good at a map, you can't dispute it. And I loved how aggressive they went throughout the map. It wasn't just that banana play. It was everywhere. You saw them already thinking, oh, should we just push down mid?
Three players peak top mid.
Instantly.
So, like, for Mousesports now, on the next gun round, if it ever comes up, they probably should think about not doing that. Control over towards banana. Maybe put 3 players up there to get aggressive. Maybe change the timing.
The pace. Here we go. They're going to try and hit mid fast. And now it's Taz and Pasha being played in. Now Taz gets 1 frag, but this time they don't have that instant player cheated over yet. Snax is en route now. He's there, but you can see the pressure's building. If they try and speed up, possibly during the gun rounds, they might be able to catch him out just purely by force. But beyond that, they've been again shut down pretty swiftly by having that instant player in the right place at the right time. And this was something we'd constantly harp on about back when Inferno was in that previously. Map pool previously, should I say, is the fact that if teams are able to get those players in the right place, if you have 4 players on one side and 1 player on the other side, as a team, as a two-side team, it's so hard to get back in on this one, but we'll see what LoL can do. Again, kind of pinned in here. Bialy's already starting to kind of tighten the rope on the other side, and just gonna...
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the odds of LoL getting out of here with a weapon are slim to none at this stage.
He's got a lot of time, though, so he could go all the way up banana, all the way around. He
can pick that up.
He can have a great bit of time. The problem is the bomb's down in a place where you're not going to get a clean 1v1 without being traded, so...
Which is what VP have done all map, by the way. Pasha a little bit early on that peak, makes the second one count. So LoL picks up a weapon. He kind of realizes that, well, I don't really know if there's any point trying to save that into the next round. Anyway, we're going to have enough to buy a sort of fairly basic rifle-based layout. And this was really nice. This tandem play for Virtus.pro has been very good. And that speaks a lot to the communication and even the instinct between these guys. And that non-verbal communication that doesn't even need to occur about how to play those refrag scenarios. And then, if either of you die, it's not even a refrag. It's just some nice little crossfire you've got on a corner, and then it's even better. Good on you, VP. Let's see if they can keep it up. It's 9-4 now on the scoreboard, and Oscar has bought himself up another AWP. But look, this is how VP exercise control over banana. The salvo of grenades early. It is the shortest smoke. So it's not as deep for VP this time.
Ooh, that's a difference. That's a change as well from Pasha. Haven't seen him really playing out of apps yet, but Taz is still ready. Nice little deep angle to be playing from. Very hard for them to find as they fully commit out of the balcony, and Bialy was there to get ready for that if that was the case. But we've got 2 hops on the T side. Chris J and Oscar now. Of course, they recovered 1, but I don't know how they're going to plan to approach this site. Snacks playing incredibly passive by CT.
Expecting a wrap.
But Bialy and Taz waiting as well. Taz still can just hold a nice push-up angle. Bialy can swing out off the back of it. So their best bet, whether they know it or not, is CT Arch. Now, really especially nice. So, Chris J making it count. Really big work towards Snacks then. And that's going to make Neo feel under pressure. They could wrap CT now. They've still got 55 seconds. Mousesports take the harder challenge. So they go towards A. They have to find Bialy, and they don't do it. This is a problem. It's all Chris J now. Yeah,
Bialy hoping to buy a little bit of time, or at least just force Chris J to search. That's the pop flash. Oh, he doesn't peek on that one. He peeks the left side, actually. Bit of frustration for Chris J. Doesn't quite hit the shot. It was another flash coming out. Soon Neo would be there. Bialy doesn't need him. Nicely done. Played very, very well. Bialy, one of the sneakiest players, the hardest to pin down. And that shows you why. But it's a good response from Taz here. I believe he received the push from balcony. 2 easy ones to make life a little bit simpler for VP in that round. And you're in my fantasy team, so keep fragging. Let's go. Just saying.
We did have a double up. Is he juggling those? Can we watch Snacks right now? He was juggling them closer towards the B site. So there is an M4 in spawn as well. So if he falls back, he can pick it up if needed. That's actually cheeky as you like. So Neo, again, in the spot. Oscar not going to fall for it twice, though.
Snacks knows they're there, but that was a well-placed flash to make it very hard for him to go for the re-peek, and this is looking better for Mousesports. Bialy's got a lot on his plate. 1, 2, 3, spray down. That's what I'm talking about. And the 2 headshots amongst that. Now the smoke out, and the frustration has to be building for Mousesports. They're locked out of the site, they're locked away from the bomb, and they have to wait.
And it's so tempting to try and boost over that smoke, but you already saw earlier Bialy predicting that, and they're doing it. There you go. And I don't know if Bialy spotted that for a second. He's going to spray into it. He knows it now as well. That's 4 for him. Pasha's going to steal the ace, but what a round again from this man. And what a half from VP. That CT side was stunning. Mousesports got off to a good start, but they need to do exactly the same thing back to VP now, and I'm not sure if they have it in them, but I can imagine we're going to find out soon.
I mean, 7 rounds in a row for VP. Can't really argue with that one. Probably even more than that, in fact. But let's now head to a break, and when we return, it's going to be Virtus.pro now take to the T side. And Mousesports are going to have to dig in for the long polar winter. I'll see you soon. Well, Lauren, stage fright is a fickle beast, and whether it's that affecting Mousesports or something else entirely, Virtus.pro really ran away with that first half after a little bit of a slow start. Just the pistol, and of course a couple rounds there for Mousesports. The rest was all red and white.
Yeah, absolute whitewash there. From the moment the utility fell into VP's hands, I'm hoping Mousesports do get the kind of pistol start that they need, just purely because I want to see a deeper game from this. I want to see what Virtus.pro can bring on their T side as well, and Mousesports, the depth on their CT side. So I'm hoping we get like a little bit of a Mousesports side beginning, but we'll find out pretty soon, I can imagine, as the teams are just getting themselves ready.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, of course, you already heard what the situation was, but it's Virtus.pro just working very, very well in pairs, mostly. Some heroics and Pasha up in the middle of the map as well. Created some big situations where he was just constantly pushing for picks. It's the rotating AWP setup for Virtus.pro has always been one of intrigue, but Pasha looks very comfortable with the zoom stick back in his hands.
Yeah, he was doing fine. The only time he ever got caught out was when he pushed in towards Apps for the first time, got a little overwhelmed, but that was one out of, well, entirety of the time he had the AWP. So he was fine on that whenever he had it. But it's Mousesports. We've seen that they can generally do well on this map. I'm hoping they have something. They did manage to beat North on this, so it's not like they're completely new. Virtus.pro look like they might be able to retain that 100% win rating on this map, already taking down 2 names of SK and Astralis, of course, in their history books. So big scalps to be on the mantelpiece already. But we are going to wait for these guys to begin, and hopefully they don't need to change server again.
But now we actually get to see Mousesports, you know, a little bit at least for the first time on stream. Maybe not, if not this season, no, we did so much, but if not this season, for quite some time. I mean, what are your thoughts surrounding players like Spitty here as well? Obviously, he's IGLing for the team. Sponge is definitely not going to go easy on him if he doesn't frag well. I mean, obviously that mistake that occurred over towards Banana where he forgot to check the corner or he thought he had it covered was a bit of a rough one, but where are you at with him right now?
I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and give him a load of abuse when his team's doing well, right? You've seen an increase from other players. You can look at Oscar, you can look at Dennis, who started to pull a lot more weight in this team. But there always will be that question of, you know, Spitty, when's it all going to click in? He's having a fine game at the moment, but it's not winning rounds at the end of the day. But his team's doing fine overall. I think, again, you've got to look at it when that maybe honeymoon period of losing out on Nico ends, possibly, you know, when they've had to pull themselves back together and get Chris J back in the roster. That all changes at that moment. Before then, I'm not going to judge him too much at this moment. But we are seeing VP just going right in on this. That's a straight up mid-clock train. So baiting it out a little bit. They're trying to pull players down from Banana, basically. Trying to pull a fight in on it. And no one's really taking the bait. LoL's going to back away from this. But then look at the bigger picture here. It's not the only plan. They're slowly working through apps, and it's going to be to the man that we've been discussing. If they go out of balcony,
so rude.
Spitty.
Look at them turn around. And look at Oscar. He's number 4 on that minimap there. He's already very much committed towards that B side. And now VP actually make the move fairly quickly. They're going to have themselves a 5v2 over on the A side. That's filthy. Mousesports have got to respond to this quickly, but it may not be fast enough. Spitty gets 2. Oscar gets 1. He was there just quick enough on the way through. Now it's a 2v3. The bomb is down for VP, and Snacks has a good little cozy position here in pit. But Mousesports has some time to try and divide and conquer.
It's really tough to play retakes in on this. Taz might just play off the information Snacks has, but they don't really have an eye on short. Snacks has to be worried about that as well, but now Taz falls. This all lands on Snacks' shoulders, which might be a little bit too much. He can be overwhelmed by Graveyard. Chris J might just power up there right now, and he has. There it is. Chris J going to take the angle, takes the fight, deals with it swiftly, and they've got a kit. This is what I want to see, though. I want to see Mousesports with a shot of bringing that CT side, but the theory crafting between of Virtus.pro's approach to their pistol is a really nice one. It's an old strat that kind of put players up second mid. 2 of you kind of sit at the bottom of T stairs. You run up, you make loads of noise, they hear it, they go, oh guys, it might be an A hit, and then the B players might start running down Banana, you wait for them, but no, there was like a further layer to this when they actually had the 2 players splinter off and slowly play through apps as they ran up towards B and, you know, forced the rotate to come over towards Banana. So again, it was a nice theory piece, but it didn't work out. Mousesports held their own, they held their ground, and now they have the buy, but look at this buy coming back in from VP.
Yeah, aggressive. They really don't want to let this map get away from them. They want to make sure they can keep Mousesports under the thumb. It's a very aggressive buy. 3 Tech 9s, P250, AK for Bialy. There's 2 Molotovs, 3 Molotovs in there, no less. Look at this, Mousesports aggressive down Banana here.
But it gets hard to hold, though, doesn't it? Because you're against Tech 9s. You can maybe make an assumption that they don't actually know yet. So there is that, but you know what these pistols can do up close. You don't want to be sat in those sort of close angles. So that's probably why Chris J is playing a little further back, being a little bit more passive to that smoke than maybe you'd want to, because he was really, really lingering towards it. The rest of Mouse putting 4 players towards A here as well. They're going to cheat over that additional player. And actually, it's kind of right so far. VP have got 3 players towards apps. Still have Neo and Pasha down by the bottom of Banana, and Chris J is going to spot it out, but he needs to be careful.
Ooh.
He's going to work out that they may have a little bit more of a purchase than expected. LoL's now going to spin back over because of that little bit of a bit of contact. But VP, I don't know what they're intending to do to pull the likes of Dennis and Spitty away from this area.
I don't think that. I think they're going to try and just jump on them, to be honest. They can cut Oscar out of the firefight if they jump down into pit, at least briefly. But Oscar's actually rotating over as well. There's 2 smokes over at the B side. Oscar maybe a little bit early for him to do that. VP have now got 4 players going forward. That's the AK in Bialy's hands. Finds his first mark. Taz comes in with the Tech 9. This is all going wrong for Mousesports. A round they should comfortably be in charge of. VP to screen off with a smoke and get the bomb down.
It's almost already save time. I'm not gonna lie to you. Look at Pasha's position as well. He's gonna make it even more difficult. Now, okay, he gets taken down, but that's already cost time. And yeah, Oscar's off for the save. So brilliant stuff from VP. These guys just cut up the map however they wanted it. I'm surprised they got out so cleanly from apps without much of a challenge. No utility put into place, just kind of took it dry. As soon as they weren't looking, just managed to make it count. Even though the 2 players, Dennis and Spiddy, were actually set up pretty well for that, if they were looking in the right place at the right time, of course.
Yeah, I think given where Spiddy was standing, he also had to watch quad as well as balcony. So that's the only problem. You don't really want 2 players, like one for balcony, one for quad. Maybe you have one watcher from the side. There was too much to watch because Oscar was already rotating away as well. He wasn't in position. Then he got cut off anyway because the smoke VP put down towards library. So I love that. Just a little bit of tempo play from them. And Bialy hitting that first shot really allowed Taz and the rest to get on there with those Tech 9s. Really nice CS.
And it's going to be rough times ahead for Mousesports. What are you going to buy? You've got 2 players sitting on 1.5.
Saving it's still a crap buy.
Right. What are you guys up to? I don't. What are you doing? What are you doing?
I think there was a miscommunication here. Spiddy hasn't bought anything. Buy time?
I don't understand how this happens.
Okay, he's got a 5.7, no armor. No. Okay. All right. Fine. I think buy time had already expired anyway.
Sweet Jesus.
I wonder if, oh God, no, I don't even. I wonder if Chris J even has a pistol now. Maybe I had to give his to him. I don't even know what the timing was on that.
It's double eco territory for those 2, so they had to be dropped out. That was the point, right? But just to supplement Chris J, Oscar, and Noel, who are able to stay alive. And actually, this is good from Noel to be able to find this early. Although going to be heard there, so they know that now there's a rifle recovered. Again, a proper rifle, not the UMPs. Put on towards that B site.
Not a proper rifle, Lauren?
No, why not just get a P90, mate? They're much better, but I think the molly actually went out from Lol, so that's a bit of a shame. And now, Christian takes an open fight. It's all on Lol here. He's having to take down the entirety of VP if he wants to hold this one off. And Spiddy, the man who just about picked up his gun, I think, about 10 seconds ago, has to now do it all. Not sure how much he can achieve here. Smoke's not great, but it doesn't seem to matter. Oscar's there with him, but Dennis is already off ski.
Okay, Spiddy gets taken down. I really got to say, earlier in the round, it was Lol doing the best that he probably humanly could have in that situation. Unfortunately, the rest of Mousesports are not really well equipped to deal with this. It's a retake on B against rifles, and Oscar finding very minimal purchase with the 5.7. Dennis now to step up. Again, no armor for him. And it is going to be ultimately his undoing. This is very bad for Mousesports. They needed to win that round. You can see the money is middling. Maybe they force something. Maybe they let Virtus.pro go to 14 rounds. But I feel like you've really just got to try and make something happen in this round now. The player was well and truly oiled up, fired up, and ready to rumble.
Yeah, they can't buy, though. It was double eco territory before, but they're going to have to let VP get to 14 rounds.
Yeah, Oscar's only on 2K after that.
Yeah, so yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun staring down the barrel of a gun, Mitch. But
I just love that the second round force win for Virtus.pro. This just completely derailed Mousesports.
But I want to see how VP approaches. Again, it's nice to see how they play out their rounds. They don't have much apps control, which is actually played in Dennis quite nicely here. No one was watching it from T-Apps. Now, he doesn't get anyone down, but, still, it's a flaw in the VP system that no one watches it early and the players can get up there. You've seen people like JW exploiting that time and time again, quite consistently on the CT side, but they've gone for the boost here towards Spiddy. He's going to be up on the balcony piece, the first balcony that's there. And Snacks comes to the rescue, doesn't let his teammate fall, and he even follows up with another frag.
Yeah, VP spreading the damage fairly comfortably amongst their teammates here. Lol down to 4, Lol down. And that was Chris J with, nothing. He's got a USP. Can probably yell insults in their general direction if you felt that would be more effective, and it probably would have been. Snacks finds him 14 rounds to 5, and you're right, Lauren, obviously Mousesports couldn't even buy in that round. A couple upgraded pistols bought in there, but they had little to no effect. Now it's time. Now it is crunch time for Mousesports. Are they going to get rolled over by VP? It's time to find out.
We've got to see Oscar make an impact. You do not want to see this man bottom fragging. I wouldn't say this map is the easiest to AWP on, but it's certainly perfectly fine. It doesn't fall into any of the other maps' kind of territories where you start questioning it. But at the moment, VP denied play towards Banana early on, and turning attention possibly towards A now. They know there's probably going to be a limited amount of utility played out here. Bit of a smoke comes in, falls deep towards quad. It looks like VP wants something quite quick here. Now Oscar has to rise to the occasion. He nearly finds one. Dennis
Oh, that looked nasty.
2 on a plate, could have maybe found more, but it's a 3-on-3. Numbers looking decent right now for Mousesports, but the problem is, VP is still right amongst them. Bialy finds his way towards Library, and we're in 2v2.
Gorgeous shot from Bialy there to find him through the bars. And now smoking towards that connective ICT, so Lol has to go through Library. VP can get ready to watch that. And now the tables have been evened up here. It's do or die for Mousesports. They lose this round, they're out of the game.
Bialy's on the bike position. It's God tier.
This is your favourite spot, isn't it?
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. You can barely see him. Can you watch it from Chris J's perspective? Yeah, it's really tough to see the little angle because you can crouch and peek up and down.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's filthy.
Bialy's going to spot him. I think he spotted him. If not, he's fine anyway. You can watch. He's actually got quite far considering. And there it is.
He had to spring forth there.
Yeah, no worries. Nice lockdown. Easily done. So, Le Bake. OP. I love it. Absolutely love it. And the thing is, you can't wall bang through it either particularly well. I think only the AWP can penetrate it. It's kind of like the piece at the top of B as well.
Sounds kind of overpowered to me.
Shut up. Bike is good.
All right, bike is good. You heard it here first. Mousesports can buy. It's very little. And it may well be ineffective here. It's Chris J going for the scout. It's famous 3 UMPs on the side of Mousesports. Again, going to be dealing with this VP aggression. It's 5 AKs actually for the poles this time. Stopping for no one, and Chris J gets his kneecaps obliterated. Lol's having to smoke there. The Molotov quenched. VP just need to wait. They've got time, though. They've got a lot of time to work with. They've taken no damage yet in this round either. Oh, did they leave Pasha here, the sleeper agent? I like it. I like it a lot. Pasha can always get in the back door into B if they want to rotate back quickly.
I guess the issue now becomes it's going to be so hard for Spiddy and Dennis to stay relevant to this round because they have no info, particularly towards CT Arch. You can see, I'm pretty sure Dennis leaves a tiny slither possibly towards the right just so he can spot it if he wants to. Smoke comes in towards Quad. Now they're cut off.
They should hold the CT Arch corner and pick Oscar as he comes through here. This would be really nice.
Yeah, we'll see if they do. Taz could be holding the deeper angle. Yeah, so already gets a little bit of a spot, Dennis. He knows one's here, going to fall back. But they still don't know the full plan of what's happening. Oscar sees to again. It's your time to shine, Oscar. Overwhelmed.
This could be a godlike round. This could be I mean, it didn't even have to be, but Pasha actually already made his way into the B side. We didn't even get to see that because it's maybe not, it's peripheral to what's actually happening here. I just like it. This is where he's got himself. And that was Lowell there at the top of Banana. So they've swapped places now. Dennis finds Bialy, has to go aggressive towards Quad. Finds Snacks as well. A moment for Dennis perhaps to bring things back, but the bomb is down. There's no kit for either of the Mousesports players. So Dennis doesn't have the luxury of time. It's definitely not on his side. Neo behind the wooden boxes. He wants to try and deal with Taz. Lol is there with him though. Now those Mousesports players able to gang up a little bit. Neo on his own on the site. And they get around him too. This is a little bit of a comeback, but now it's Pasha in a 1v1. Bomb still ticking. Dennis has to go for it. It's too much. No chance. Pasha, wily as a fox. With 10 seconds to go, you know you're done, Dennis, and so are the rest of Mousesports. The trap closes shut, and Virtus.pro put one up against them. Mousesports were hoping for quite the springboard, Lauren, into the playoffs off of tonight, but VP have proved to be perhaps more indomitable than they realized. Now it's off to the terrible trio over on the desk to take us through that match.
Terrible indeed, and that might just be what we saw out of Mousesports because they were up 4-0 at one point and then they get blanked. Well, not quite blanked, but 16-1. That is a very, very poor-sided, T-sided map for them. I mean, that defense from Virtus.pro is very strong.
I didn't know Bears ate mice.
Yeah, I guess maybe if they're just that hungry.
Then they look pretty hungry tonight, Jess.
Yes, they did.
Matt, do you know more about bears eating mice?
No, I don't.
Okay.
You have some of those in Canada, though, bears.
Bears and mice, yes.
Nice.
We have lots of animals in Canada.
Cool.
Including Americans.
That decision to save on the first gun round from VP when they got shut out, they saved those weapons, and then from there it kick-started. They had like 9 rounds in a row on that CT side where Mouse couldn't find an entry frag. You know, it was the first kill every round was going to VP, and they were just shutting them out. And it was a masterclass on that CT side. Aggression, nice little boosts. They Bialy and Snacks getting the job done. It was good to see.
I mean, it was 2 things, really. I mean, that aggression that VP has towards Banana. I mean, that's just standard what we see out of VP on other maps when they do mid-control. Just overwhelming aggression when they want to. Very hard to deal with. But also, yeah, towards the end of that half, Mousesports did have a couple rounds where they found picks, and you could see they got a little impatient because they were just like, oh, we finally have some form of success early on. How do you neutralize that level of aggression out of VP? Because we saw it at Katowice as well, the amount of aggression, and we saw it in Vegas, I believe, also that kind of aggression on Banana from Inferno.
You can either let them have it and then they're going to run out of utility and they have to drop back. You can flush and try and trade, or you can take the fight to them, send equal numbers, equal utility, and the round is won or lost if you win those duels or those battles.
That's kind of what I was saying with Astralis. That's why I like seeing them go to the A side early, because they can then establish exactly what the defense are doing, try and get some map territory inside of the apartments or perhaps boiler, and then after the utility is already gone, then they start to contest Banana when it's awkward for the CTs, and they start to think more defensively and get back in the site and give up control by default in that sense.
So it's not necessarily give up the fight, it's just delay it to a later time. Don't play that game.
You need Banana control at some point, right? Unless you take like a fast A play and hope they did that 3, like we addressed in the pre-show, of 3 people going aggressive in Banana, and you can get that lucky pick onto A and find an open bomb site. They basically have to save in that point in time.
Did this look like the #1 team in the league to us tonight? Or was this more Virtus.pro just being very...
Oscar had a tough time as well, which I think lends itself to the fact that Inferno is not the greatest op map.
Especially
for the
T-side.
T-side,
Yeah, exactly. He couldn't get rolling at all. And I think more and more teams, especially Mousesports, who are perhaps reliant right now on that op, maybe even Fnatic, even though that sounds weird because of how good they used to be on the map, need to start being weary of the fact that it is much more difficult now to get a T-side rolling on with an AWP. So interesting to note there, but no, they did not look like the best team in the league. I think they've been fortunate with some, off nights of other teams, and good start with Nico still amongst them, and they've been carrying over some success, but I don't see that lasting too much longer if they play like that.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll check during the break and see what their upcoming schedule is. We can get a better idea for that
Pretty
for you guys
tough
the next
as
pregame.
far as I recall.
Yeah, well, 16-5 loss for Mousesports. Mitch mentioned that the only map that Mousesports had lost previous to this Inferno had been on Nuke. That's what they're going to play VP on next, so no easier task for them. So stay tuned. We'll check that out when we return.